The scenario was that what the client wanted was that he wanted a button here. In that button he has a list of banks, so you can choose any bank here. It's like a combo box, right? You choose that bank, then this particular report has to come, and then you should be able to post it from here. इसमें अभी error आ रहा है, right? So that he'll give it to every client. So now how the code for such a thing is going to be written is, because I need to design a combo box, I need to design a separate report on clicking of this button, right? तो पहले मैंने क्या किया इसमें, I'll explain this how, because this collection now, this approach can be used for making any report from your database collections also. Am I correct? Yes or no? रोहित समझ आया कि नहीं आया? Is it clear? So now what I did was that first what I did was I made a collection bank details one of type ledger by name. I filter it by name, I'm sorting it by name, and then I used a bank filter. So bank filter basically क्या हुआ कि मैंने कहा bank filter is that it is picking up all the banks. Clear? Then I go down to the second collection, which is picking up this as a source collection. So you understand now, you can link it up with database. I fetch star.star and I have a bank selection, जो कि मैं अभी I'll tell you how it is done. Then I made a third collection, which is bank details 3, whose source collection is bank details 1. It is fetching only the name, which is this bank name. Then it will trigger this report. मतलब ये name जो है, this will trigger, this will go as a table to this report. There will be a variable used which will be defined here, which will go from this report to this report. ये transfer करेगा. Finally, this report will be shown outward. I am aligning it to the center, and this is my list of the banks. यहाँ तक तुम्हें समझ में आ गया बेटा कि नहीं आ गया? Clear? Because I developed it with Mino, so that all the sessions I'll give it to you, but this thing is there. Now what I do is that this bank details 3, what I did was I copied it, and if I search it, so in my menu I added a button choose bank. This button will, पहले हम लोग we used to do a display report, now we can display a collection which is bank details 3. Is this clear up till now here? Yes or no? So I can display a report, I can display a collection. See, it's an event driven language, so you can display a report, you can display a collection. If I go down to this bank details 3, then this source collection is this, I'm fetching this, it's going to trigger this report, which I will now show to you. There will be a variable which will be defined here, and then it will show this report as an output. Now I next go to bank report output here, right? If I go to this particular bank report output, this is a normal report which goes like this. Report title, report line, जैसे पहले बनाते थे वैसे ही बना. Correct? Now here in the output, what happens is, in the title, you add a field, and that particular field you put it as name of the bank. Right, and instead of, we basically use info, we don't say set as, because I want it static. Then if I go down to this line here, I've got a field name underscore bank, and this name underscore bank is linked with this. So this will show in as a table. So this table is the collection from where we had picked up, and it modifies this variable. And I want to show this table always. Width is 15, maximum is 300. ये मतलब this code is there with you so you guys can learn from it. I always show this table because I want to see that it modifies this particular variable, and this is the table is the collection which was there upwards. Is that clear? मीनू क्लियर है कि नहीं है?
Yes, sir.
Now I go down to SV bank variable, that how this bank variable is going to work. So this is the type string, but since this is going from one attribute to another, therefore it will be a system variable. Yes or no? Correct. So based on this, when I go here, I've added a button here. This button will come here. You can choose any bank you want. When you press enter, then this report will come, and then this posting is a separate code. Clear? तो इसका मैं separately बना दूंगा. So you guys can, now what you can do is you can make your collections and now design drop down boxes based on this and give the reports, the client the output report. Now one thing is there. This SV bank var is now involved in the bank level 2, bank details 2. So bank selection तुम्हें याद है? ये बैंक का जो selection है, ये वाला is saying the name is equal to this, or you can say child of, you can also say child of, ऐसे भी कर सकते हो तुम लोग, child of ये SP बैंक var, ऐसे भी कर सकते हो. ठीक है? It can be either way, or you can use a filter. So we now know how to do it. So this, suppose I get this here, I go to tally prime. I went to JC bank request, then I've got these multiple new banks. Suppose I pick up ये मैंने enter किया, this is my serial number and I posted, it will go. Is it clear? So now what will happen is that for all your clients, what you would say is that I've got this database. So this collection हम लोग change कर ही सकते हैं. ये जो collection है bank details 2 की जगह ये हमारा collection आ जाएगा ना database से. Yes or no? भाई अभी तो कॉम्बो बॉक्स के लिए वी हैड टू गो बैक टू द डेटाबेस ना, वी हैड टू यूज एक्सेल और पावर बीआई, राइट? नहीं आ रहा है समझ में? we'll bring it back into tally and within the tally itself we'll show the answers ना. अमित समझ में आया बेटा कि नहीं आया? भाई ये कलेक्शंस तो मेरे डेटाबेस से आएंगे ना. सो दीज रिपोर्ट्स अगर मैं ये ट्रिगर कर दूं और ये आउटपुट रिपोर्ट मेरी सब रिपोर्ट बन जाएगी. बिल डिटेल्स, लेजर, ग्रुप, लेवल 1, लेवल 2, लेवल 3, लेवल 4, लेवल 5. आई कैन डू इट एनी वे विद इन टैली इटसेल्फ ना. एंड आई कैन डू एनी एक्शन आफ्टर दैट. नाउ फॉर एडिंग दिस बटन, ये जो बटन वाला था ना, इस बटन के लिए मैंने क्या किया, ये कोड तुम्हारे पास होगा तो यू गाइस कैन स्टडी इट. सो इन दिस बटन व्हाट हैड हैपेंड वाज, in order to make this button, at the form level I added a button send data. Alternatively you should be able to say ये add this form, add button send data, but इस वाले से हो गया था. इस form level पे what I did was I added a button send data. So I can do even actions now. I don't need anybody else. And that send data will then walk the collection and send it across. I can open it in Excel. I can do it any way I want based on the filter parameter. Clear?